What is my calling? What is my purpose? What kind of work should I do? Do I have a choice? Do I just do anything? What do I want? How do I get what I want? Why am I not succeeding? I am smart, right? I started therapy at 23. Those are some of the questions that I had. I was asking myself, trying to figure out life for myself. Holding on to my dreams after years of trying to hope that someone would do it for me, I started to do the work myself. Preparation. I learned video editing to get my project done. I learned my project was actually my progress, and I wanted to share with others. I'm sharing this segment of my project with you called Working to Live because I've always wanted to work, and I've tried many different kinds of job. I've tried working in fancy furniture stores, fancy glass stores, nurse's aide, home health aide, data entry, nanny, housekeeper. I even cleaned a health club, being a custodian, because I've always known that working is important for you to get to the point where you're working and you're doing something that you love. It's an amazing feeling, and I wanted to show what I could do and to also share the story and just to encourage others. Working in an environment where I am doing what I love and being with people who are doing what they love, and the boss being a guy who knows every aspect of the environment, the team sharing quality time and with each other and celebrating each other, the environment being progressive and creative. It's wonderful.
Freud said, Leben und Arbeiten, which means the meaning of life is love and work. And I really believe that. Work is so much a part of who we are, what you do, how you express yourself. You get up, you have something to do, you go do it. So work is more than just actually the money. It's a way of staying healthy for everybody, not just people with disabilities, for everybody. Journey of learning about your chosen field. You reap so many benefits. You meet people who are actually doing it. So you learn from them and you're not having to recreate the wheel. Anything worth having is really worth working for.
After being fearful that after the OJT would be over and I would probably not be in that environment anymore, I decided to interview my boss and say, you've been doing this for over 25 years. What is it that keep you going? Answer some questions for me. And he sat down with me and he talked with me. I'd like to share this with you.
Frankly, we come to each other through a program that brought us together. And that program made it worthwhile for both of us to work together. Mm-hmm. And that's in fact what all of life is about. I've learned that people do things out of the goodness of their heart very often, mm-hmm. But also they do things because it's mutually beneficial. And unless you can show me how your relationship with my company is going to benefit my company, and unless from your perspective your relationship with me will benefit you, there is no reason why we're going to work together on any level. But what advice would I give to you about how to get out there?
Yeah.
Well, I think you know the answer to the first piece of advice I gave you.
Right, you already gave me some advice about that.
What was that piece of advice? You remember? Do you remember what it was?
What?
It was, you're not in this business unless
you're getting paid.
Unless you're getting paid.
Right.
How did I start in the business? Well, first of all, I went to school for 4 years and then took an internship, and it took longer than 4 years to get my bachelor's degree, but interestingly enough, I got my bachelor's degree eventually and got my internship and learned through a TV station, and as you're doing your traineeship, and it helped me get my first job as a radio reporter and then a television reporter. Anytime you increase your education, it's always to your benefit. That's number one. Number two, make sure you stay physically fit, spiritually fit, emotionally fit, so that you can do a job in a dependable, reliable, exceptional way. Number three, always get paid. So how do you do that? Well, when I started my own business, mm-hmm. even though I was an award-winning journalist that was already on broadcast television, I started my own wedding video business. So I was videotaping little kids' birthday parties. I didn't care. I was getting $285 for a party. And that's how it started, my own business. I was realistic. I didn't just jump to a point when I was doing national programming. I started with what I knew was available to me. You're a legitimate business when people are paying you on a regular basis. People are paying you on a regular basis, you're paying taxes, you're part of society, you're actually giving back by paying taxes. That's the way it starts.
After interviewing Frank, I decided that I wanted to share what I have learned with others. Holly introduced me to some other people that I can sit and talk with, and this is their story.
As my sister once told me, work is work. And sometimes just getting up and going for the day, no matter what you're passionate about, sometimes it's just work.
Right.
Sometimes it takes 3 subways and a bus to get to work. All it takes is one accomplishment. You know, you did something, you set your mind to it, you stuck to it. And those little bits of accomplishment, the little ones start to add up to bigger ones and bigger ones. I'm so grateful for the people who cheered me along, who wouldn't let me quit, you know, helped me find my dream job.
Now, I'm working and in school for human services, and what I want to do is continue to help people get to where they feel successful. The bottom line is there's something that you can do with your life that is going to rock your world and is going to give a lot to anyone else and everyone else. So if I stopped believing in myself years ago, I wouldn't be having the time of my life right now.
Doing a job that you enjoy is good because it removes some of the distress that results from doing a task that you don't particularly like to do.
Some advice that I would give to people that are just starting to build their career would be talking to people. Would be talking to other people that may have had difficulty getting motivated to, you know, get off the couch and to start their career search, but have overcome it, because those are the people that lived it, and they, you know, you might share some similarities with them. When you're starting to look for a job, it's going to be difficult, and there are going to be times where you might fail, and there are going to be times where you're going to feel like giving up. But if you want to get to that goal, you have to keep being persistent, and you have to continue to push yourself, even when you feel like, I'm never going to get there. Because you will. You'll get there if you keep trying.
I love this job because it looked like something I have before, you know, when I was in Africa. I was a seamstress in West Africa, like my own business. So when I came here, I started to do the hair. It looked like the same things I do. I like it, I love it. Be the owner by your property business, that's good things. Like, I love this job, really. I love it, yeah. And I love to learn the people to be like me.
Talking with others allowed me to get a bigger view other than my own, and the project got better.
It's so vital for us to have people around us that believe in our strengths, believe in what we can accomplish, so that we are supported to move forward. Again, I have to look at my own experience. It's what's closest to me in knowledge, and I would assume, because I've always had a family that's been extremely supportive of work. Again, it's just very hardcore work ethic. So I didn't ever second guess it. But I think I have learned from others that that hasn't been necessarily what everyone has experienced. And that too can be really hard to have to convince people around you who think you can't do it, and also convince yourself.
Speaking with Celeste was amazing. People's experiences is how they view things. Celeste she talked about working from she was a preteen, everyone in her family work and contributing, how that felt being a part, and As I sat there and listened to her, I was like, wow, I never had that. I didn't know what that is. I just see people work to buy things and more things. And
Well, work is the way we express ourselves. Work is what connects us to our community. So work is not just for money. People started working long before they started making money. Like, for example, in the Middle Eastern communities, in African communities, Asia, there is largely what we call communal work, which is when you need something done, people would come and work to build your house or pave a road or dig a well or put a roof on a house without pay. That is how they express themselves. That is how they show their relationship with the community. That's how communities are built. Without that, without work, you become like a ghost among people. Even if you have inherited millions, you can live on it. You're not working, you become like a ghost among people because besides just what you say, people don't actually see what you do. So work helps us to connect with our communities and to show who we are, and when we finally passed on or die, we are remembered by our work. So just anything that can allow you to go out there and express yourself, to work with the community, to be seen, to be known, to belong, to build something, makes your living worthwhile. So yes, I agree with you that Working to Live is an appropriate title for your documentary.
Working to live, pay my bill, you know.
The only thing that works is sweat off your brow, you work hard.
Go for it. Discover what you want to do. Experiment, take classes, get jobs.
I always heard the saying that says, each one, teach one.
Each one of us has so much to offer, and it's when that happens, when that real authenticity of the spirit in each one of us thrives forward. Mm-hmm. Those are the gifts.
I've met so many wonderful folks who are talented and smart, and and just being able to help them to get to where they want to go. It's like, yes.
Work, live, love, hard.
How does an artist connect all his viewers to see his pictures displayed? Or how does a storyteller speak eloquently enough to truly get his message conveyed? Must be a skill or a will or a belief that's faith-based, a fantasy all in itself. Cause there's no way of really knowing what a person wants known, and no way of knowing how one felt, and yet I still try. Does that make me optimistic, pathetic, artistic, selective, intrinsic to knowledge and its formation? How it transforms from the brainstorms into something more realistic? If words express a connection to man while the discourse is also linguistic, then it's like the more I use language to depict what's on my mind, all you say is that I'm gifted. Damn.